Okay. All right. So hi, everyone. Welcome to our very first meeting, TCL-71, this first quarter of 2024. I'm super happy to meet you guys. And the other mentors are very ready to help you. And IU is also ready to, help make sure this is a success. So as I said on Slack, we're going to start by introducing ourselves. We can say our names, our location, what we do right now, if you're comfortable with that, and then probably your hobbies and any other thing you want to share with us is okay. But basically your name, location, and what you do. All right, so I'm going to start. My name is Chiamaka. I am in Nigeria. And I work as a front-end developer for a German company. I work remotely for them. Um, as my hobbies, I like watching movies and I like building apps, but that is not supposed to count because it's my job. So, okay, I like writing code outside of work. And then I also like just the internet, browsing stuff, reading about things and all that. I can spend a whole day on the internet without getting tired. So yeah, that's my hobby. So I'm going to pass it on to Ayu.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayu. She, her, hers pronounced, and I'm based in the Netherlands. I'm the code of conduct responder for your team, and you'll be seeing me sliding into your DM in the coming weeks, so we can have a one-on-one chat to talk about your experience with the Collab Lab. Uh, and whenever you want to share anything or feel uncomfortable or, well, anything at all, basically, just shoot me a DM. And my hobby is just like Yamaka, watching movies. And also lately dive into open source world. And yeah, that's all about me. And I will pass it to Judith.
Hi, I'm Judith, and I live in Scotland, in Edinburgh. And yeah, I do Deliveroo as a living at the moment. But I have gone through a code boot camp, coding boot camp, and I look to, yeah, I'm hoping to get my first role as a software engineer.
Right. All right, so whom are you passing it to?
I can continue.
All right.
Hi, I am Elçenk. I'm from Turkey. I work as a Java developer right now. I'm backend developer. My hobby is actually reading books and camping, and that's all. And you can go, George. George.
Okay, so I'm Jorge, or George, and I'm from Spain. I'm in Spain, in Valencia, and I work as an engineer manager in a company called Flyweb. And before that, my experience is more of a Java developer or backend developer, but I've done a little bit of front-end development as well. And well, this is my first experience as a mentor here in the Collab Lab. So looking forward to start with you guys. Yeah, more or less, that's it. And I pass it to Celine.
Hi, my apologies for being late. Thank you for your understanding. So my name is Celine. I'm French. I'm living in the Netherlands. I've been here for 10 years now. I've started a career switch to front-end development a little bit than 1 year ago. I feel like now a lot more ready to join a company and to be a front-end developer there. So I'm actively sending some, how do you call that, solicitation to companies. And so far it's not working. So
Yeah, uh, that's why we're here to help you with that, I guess. All right, so who am I passing on? Who am I passing it to?
Who has not talked yet?
Vivienne?
Borja?
Okay, I can continue. Hello, nice meeting you all. I'm Borja. I'm from Spain. I work part-time as a teacher, and I've been learning web development for a little over a year now. And my hobbies are I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I also enjoy hiking, and I'm looking forward to collabing with all of you.
All right.
Okay,
So I guess
hello. Sorry.
okay.
Okay, I continue. I am Viviana. I am based in Barcelona, but I am from Argentina. I have almost 10 years living here. And I started 2 years ago transitioning my career from a background in audiovisual communication to mainly front-end development. I have completed already an internship experience where I worked mainly with Vue.js. So I am looking forward grow my experience working with React. So that's why I'm here. I'm also looking forward improving my collaboration skills. And apart from that, I guess that not count as a hobby, but I am a mom. So in my free time, I am spending a lot of time with my daughter. So that's it.
All right. Thank you. And we're all welcome once again to the Collab Lab Team 71. So without wasting much time, we are going to dive into the next item, which is to work on the very first issue, just to show you guys how practically how we expect you to do it. And again, it's just an example, obviously. Okay, I will speak more on that after the demo. So Elite, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I share
Okay.
my screen now.
Yeah. So usually, obviously you're going to be paired, two of you for one task, two of you for one task. So for this particular task, I'm going to be pairing with Elite. We are going to be the two developers that are going to be working on the task. So yeah. So usually you come on GitHub and then read through your task. So for us, it's the very first task, task number 1.
Yeah. Okay. This is our repository, and in the repository, there is the issues. First task is that, and assign him and Chinaka.
So you can try Amaka, AMA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And as a user, I want to be able to sign into the app. Being able to sign in is a foundation part of our app. Not only will it allow us to connect users to the shopping list they have access to, it will prevent users from being cluttered with others' data and keep their own data from being messed with. It provides a layer of personalization and security to the app. Auth is already set up in a Firebase, but there is no way to user sign in on the actual sites. We already have a use auth hook. We just need to set up so that we have a solid foundation for the rest of our issues. Acceptance criteria is three. The first one, the use auth hook as well as the sign in button and sign out button components are imported into layout.js, JSX. And second one, the sign in button is displayed on every page if the user is not signing. The sign out button is displayed on the every page if the user is signing. And
Yeah.
there
So
is
these are
some
the
notes
yeah. So these are the
which
acceptance
help.
criteria. Usually the acceptance criteria is
Yeah,
something.
actually,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, actually, first exception I send my commits, and then Chimaka continue with second
Yeah.
and third.
Yeah.
And firstly, I can create a new project. And version codes. I copy URL. Name again. Previously, I check out this repository, but I check out again.
Yeah.
This is our projects folder directory. Firstly, I open layouts GSX and maybe I write importing and added authentication. But firstly, I create a new branch.
Branch. Yeah.
There is a structure of branch name. Uh, the first task. Uh, did you see my screen now?
Yes. Yes. I can
In
see your screen.
IntelliJ?
Yeah.
Okay. And I can create a new branch. Our branch name structure with pair programming collaborations person name. For example, account ads ounce. What's our issues name? Sign. Sign. This branch name structure is correct. Am I right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And branch names, branch created, and I get this branch, and then I checked my acceptance criteria, and sign in, sign out, out. Okay. Imports. Sign in, sign out, and use out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
Can
okay.
destructure the earth and extract the user in it.
Yeah, okay, const user. Mm,
So
users.
it's going to be inside the export function, inside of the export function.
Yeah.
Online, probably online. Yeah. Yes. 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 Yes.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
And I define a user, use auth and importing, and sign importance. My acceptance criteria is done.
Yeah.
Actually, I commit this changes and imported sign button, sign out button, and use out. Okay, and I commit and then I push my changes to the GitHub.
All right.
Okay. This finish and Shamaka will continue with second and third accepted criteria.
All right. All right.
Okay, I stop sharing right now.
Okay. Thank you, Elite. So I'm going to continue now. So I forgot to say at the beginning, if at any point the collab is, if at any point you have any questions, please jump in and ask. But at the end of this, we're going to have a question session. So right now, I'm the other teammate working on the same issue with my team member, and I had just got off the call. This can probably be so many sessions. It must not be just one session, depending on the complexity of the task you're working on. So probably the next day we are meeting again to pair program on our task again, and then my partner that I'm pairing with worked on the issue the previous day, and then he pushed the code. So I'm going to go to GitHub now. This is the branch, and I'll see it. So I'm going to try to pull down that branch on my, I'm going to do this real quick. This is the main. I'm not going to work on the main, obviously, because the main branch is the master branch. So most of the time you don't work, or in fact, all the time in real life, you don't work on the main branch. You usually check out to your own branch. So my pairing partner has already created a branch for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the name of that branch, which is elite_amaka_sign in, and I'm going to pull it down. So usually there, so as you noticed, Elite he did not use the terminal, he used the I think the GitHub extension on his VS Code. So I'm going to try to use the terminal so that you have options. So I'm going to run all my commands on the terminal. So there are two ways to do this. You can either git fetch on main, or you can just like create a new branch and then pull it down. So let's create that same branch that he created, elite_amaka_sign in. Oh, made a mistake. Git checkout. Okay. Now I've created that branch, and then I'm going to pull it down because that branch is already existing on remote. I'm going to pull it down now just to have his code that he pushed. So as you can see, now I have the code that he pushed to GitHub, and then I'm going to continue. So usually I will make reference to the issue I'm working on, which is issue 1, to see the requirements. The goal is just to check off all of these acceptance criteria, because the person reviewing your code, that is what they are going to be looking at. Okay, this task is supposed to do this, supposed to do that, and then they check if you did it. So the next one is the sign in button is displayed on every page if the user is not signed in. Okay. So obviously we're going to, the sign in button is already imported. So here on the header, the sign in buttons are usually located on the header. So I'm going to check if this user, okay, I'm going to give you a little background from where this function is coming from. We already have this code. It's already pre-implemented. We don't need to implement it. So this function is basically signing in a user. It's Google authentication. Because we are using Firebase, we are doing Google authentication. So this user we are importing here is already checking whether I am logged in. So the only thing I have to do is if there is a user, if a user is existing, I'm going to console log that user real quick so that we see what is inside. But the only thing I'm just going to do if a user is existing, it means I'm signed in. So if I'm signed in, I'm just going to conditionally render the sign out button, because if I'm signed in, what I should be seeing is the sign out button. But if I am not signed in, if I'm signed out, then please show me the sign in button instead. So yeah, it's going to come from, okay, I'm going to save this. Then let me console log this real quick so that we see what is inside the auth. And then I'll go ahead and start the server. I'm going to hide this real quick. Go ahead and start the server. npm start. Sorry, give me a second, please. Okay. I'm going to sign out real quick. User is null. User is null. If user is null, then I should see a sign in button. Okay, I've made a mistake. I hope you guys are seeing it because this is supposed to be a real world situation. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be mistakes, so I'm going to check this conditional again. If there is a user, if there is a user, show me the sign out button. If there is no user, show me the sign in button. And now there is no user. If not user. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing if not user, show me the sign out button. And then if there is a user, show me the sign in button. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But Chamaka,
Yeah.
when you get user, it is not assigned to an object. Can you in line 17?
In line 17. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Oh, it's supposed to be the structuring.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be the structuring. So use auth. Use auth is returning a user. It's returning a user in an object. Okay, it's supposed to be the structuring. So I've corrected that. We're going to run it again. Okay. It's null. It's null and I'm signed out. So this is how it's supposed to be. The first time you come to the app, you're signed out. And then,
Can you can you clean your cookie?
Oh, okay.
Cookie and session at local storage. Or
Right.
maybe you can run on private.
I can do what?
Private window.
All right. So I'm done with my implementation. I'm not going to test it right now. So sign out. Wait.
It looks like the
It's bugging. Okay, I'm going to why is this little code trying to make me go mad? Okay, I'm going to go through this again. If there is a user, if user is empty, show me the sign out button. If user has an object, show me the sign in button. That's the correct one. Okay, so I'm done with my implementation and I'm going to test it now. I'm coming to the app for the first time. And then I see the sign in button. Don't bother about the CSS for now. It's not looking fine. We'll get to that, but you can see the sign in button here. And then I'm a new user. I sign in. I click on the sign in button. And then Google shows me their authentication. So I'm going to choose a Google app, a Google email, a Gmail. So you're going to choose the one that you're registered on Firebase with, so that because that's the one that Firebase Firestore recognizes. So if you use a different email, you're not going to have access. So I'm going to choose an email, obviously, and then just sign in. And then now that I'm signed in, this is supposed to be sign out. And why is, okay, yeah, sign out. So my feature works. I'm signed in now. I'm no longer seeing the sign in button. I'm seeing the sign out button. And as you can see, our auth user is no longer null. It now has something. So as you can see here, I have my name here. I have my email here and everything, my details basically, and my ID. So I can take it an extra step and say probably show my name here. But that's not required, but just to show you, the content of so I'm going to say if obviously there is a user, or I don't have to say it, I can just say user dot display name just to show my name here. Like this. Or I can say if this is here, then I can say welcome. Welcome, Chamaka. And then if not, then don't write anything. And then I'll come here and say, welcome, Chamaka Ume, then sign out. So I've verified that my feature is working. I'm going to go back real quick to verify. The sign in button is displayed when the user is not signed in, and the sign out button is displayed when they are signed in. I'm going to check off these boxes real quick. So my acceptance criteria is complete. I'm going to go ahead to remove the console log, obviously. Take out the console log, and now I'm ready to push to GitHub. I'm going to open another terminal real quick. And then I'm going to git add. Just like all these things, you'll find it in those learning modules I talked about on Slack. All these commands, if you ever get confused about any of them, you can always make reference. So I've added the work that I just did. So I'm just going to commit with a commit message. So I can call it implement sign in and sign out, or anything that describes the feature you worked on. Anything at all is okay. I'm just going to remove these excess spaces. Implement sign in and sign out. All right. And then I'm going to push. I'm going to push my changes. And now when I go back to GitHub, I'm going to see that I made a push, and then I'm going to create a PR. So usually anytime you want to make a PR, we already have a template here on GitHub, we already have a template just for you to fill in. So you're going to start from the title of the PR. You can name it implement, signing, just an overview of what your task was about, or authentication. Okay, implement auth, anything at all. And then, for example, of how to, okay, you're going to take this out because it's dummy data. And then there is description. What does the code changes do? So you're just going to read the prompts and then fill them out. The PR implements authentication on the application. Just trying to describe it. So related issue, if you write closes and then followed by the GitHub issue to automatically close. So this is basically saying that because I worked on issue number 1, if I write closes issue number 1, it's going to close this issue when I merge this PR automatically. Because as a matter of fact, we're supposed to be closing any issue we've worked on, any issue that has been done, we are supposed to close them. So in order not to come back later and manually close them, you can just write closes issue number, whatever that you worked on. And then for the acceptance criteria, instead of just trying to write them down, I just like to copy here because obviously I worked on everything here and they are all working. So I just try to copy from here and then just paste it here and check each of them, meaning they've been worked on, that each of them are working so that the reviewer knows. So what type of changes are they? Did you work on bug fixes? Did you implement a new feature? Was it an enhancement? So this was definitely a new feature. So we are just going to write feature. It wasn't an update. It wasn't an enhancement. It was a new feature, which is authentication. So just to make it easier for the person reviewing your code, you're supposed to show them the UI before you worked and the UI after you worked. So usually, because you can always find the main branch is always a step behind what you're working on. So I usually just check out to main to get the previous state of the app before I started working. Now the login, the sign in and sign up and sign out has disappeared. So I'll just take a screenshot of this and then put it here so that the person uploading knows what they're uploading. And then I'm just quickly going to go back to my current branch. Now I have my code and then now I have so I'm just going to take a screenshot of that too and put here before and after. So we have the UI before and we have the UI after. And then for the final step, we like you to tell whomever is going to review your code the steps they have to take to review your code. Did you put a new did you implement a new, did you download any new packages? Do I need to run npm install? Do I need to install any packages? Just tell me what I have to do in order to test your feature, your implementation. So here I'm just going to write, first of all, is that you're going to pull down, whoever is reviewing, please pull down my branch, my pair's branch, the branch, give them the branch name to make it easy for them. Then after that, so we didn't include any new packages, no need to run npm install, but we can just run npm install in case if you're coming to our app for the first time and you've not installed the packages before. Then run npm install, then start the server. Start the server with npm start. Then when you start the server, navigate to the UI. Navigate to the UI. You will see the sign up and login, sign up and sign in buttons. You know, this is just me describing how they can best check what we did. Nothing so complex. So that is pretty much it. And remember, I'm either doing this on my own or I'm pairing with my pair partner to just like get this up and going. And then when I'm done filling this, I'll create a PR. I'll create a PR real quick. And then over here, I'm expected to tag some people to review our code. So initially, once you make a PR, you're going to tag the other pair to review your PR. Then when they are done reviewing and everything is working, then you tag the mentors. But for this purpose, I'm going to tag George. He's going to be the one that will review our code. You just tag the reviewers you want them to review, because GitHub usually notifies them that they have a pending PR. So yeah, that's pretty much where the first part of your work ends, and then people start reviewing your code, and then later on we're going to come back to merge. But I'm going to pass it on to George now so that he can share his screen and review the code for us.
Sure. Okay, we'll share the screen.
All right.
Are you able to see my whole screen?
Yeah.
Okay, that was my calendar. And
Okay.
this is my email. You see?
Yeah.
And now I have a notification that says that there is a pull request. Okay. And in fact, this is the bot saying that this branch was, there is a preview URL. That's interesting. But I'm focusing on the PR.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a look at the PR. Here I have my link for the PR. This is too big. Okay, and here I have the PR. So let's have a look at this. So Amaka requested your review for this pull request. Okay. So, oops, going back. No need to go here for the moment. So it says, PR implements authentication, closing this issue, acceptance criteria is checked. This is how it looks before. This is how it looks after. And here I have my testing steps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to my environment. This is where I have the project. And before anything, what I'm going to do is to do a git pull. In this case, well, I can use the terminal as well. Okay, it's already up to date. And in fact, before doing the getting the branch, what I'm going to do is to start the app without any change, because sometimes when I want to check that this is actually working. Okay, looks like it's working perfectly well. Okay. And in fact, I will finish this execution because I have two things running. Yeah, this one is running as well. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to check out the branch from the PR. Okay. In fact, it should give me the option here. Origin, Elite, Tiamata. Okay. Okay. So now, if I check the instructions, I can do a npm install again. And then an npm start. And this opens the application. Now I see the sign in button. Okay. You will see the sign in and sign out. So let's see. I see the sign in. I will click here. This, I'm going to log in with my Google user. And this is, yeah, this is working. This is showing my name and it's giving me a sign out. I will do a sign out and that's it. Now I'm signed out. So it looks like it works. So that's a good start. And now what I will do is to have a look at the code. Okay, so I will check the files changed. And here I see this import. I see here that they are using this function to get this object. And then how this object is checked here to show one button or the other. So I have nothing to say, or so I guess I can just approve this, maybe with a good comment. So now the changes are approved. Okay, one approval was required. The checks have passed. Maybe I can proceed to merge the pull request directly, Chamaka.
So it's usually the developers that merge the pull request. So after the mentors review, the developers that worked on the ticket will go back and merge, so that we did it in such a way that they can also get used to the merging process, the Git conflict resolution and everything. So they usually go back to merge. But you can go
Okay.
ahead and merge. We've passed the point. Yeah.
So I will do the merge request
Yeah.
here in GitHub. It's very convenient. Merge pull request, implement auth. I guess I can simply confirm merge, nothing
Yes.
additional to do here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this pull request has been successfully merged and closed.
All right.
Okay, so now, yeah, I think that's done from my side.
Yeah, that is it. Okay, it's time for question. Was that a lot? Any
No, it was
questions?
fine. It was fine.
Okay, okay. So usually, most of the time, you do async pairing. You must not even be on the call with your pair partner every single time. You can even chat, okay, I have this code, I added this code, I pushed it to GitHub. Can you take a look? And they'll be like, I'm not disposed now. I'll take a look in the evening, and they'll pull it down. You know, it must not be calls every time. You can do it async. You can make calls, obviously. And then we have usually create a thread for each pair. That's where you communicate about the issue. We mentors, sometimes we check the thread to see how it's going, whether you're blocked or anything. That's why it's good to do it on Slack, under the thread. And then after that, you make your PR, you ping the other pair to do the PR for you. And yeah, as you can see, I had a couple of bugs, a couple of blocks. So it won't always be easy. You're going to encounter bumps on the way. So when that happens, simply chat us on Slack if you're stuck. Or you can check with your partner, or you can check Google, anyone. But when you begin to waste so much time on it, you can easily ping us, and we're happy to jump in immediately and help out. So to conclude this meeting, I'm going to walk us through the issues we're working on. So we have issue 2 and issue 3. Then I'm going to open the pairs working on which. So you can always find everything on the project brief. I think you already know about it. So we have Judith and Celine pairing this week, and then Vivian and Boja pairing for issue 3. So I'm just quickly going to go over this, and then if there is any questions, we'll answer it here. But as a matter of fact, you might not grasp everything right now. You might not even understand fully until you pull down the code, you look around, and then read the issue by yourself. That's when you really understand. But we'll just go through them right now just to explain any difficult terms. So this task number 2 is just all about, as a user, I want to be able to read all my shopping lists and the items in them. Read, meaning get. When they say read data, it means like do a get request from the database to display on the UI. Basically, that's the short form of it. So summary, the most important feature of our app is the ability to look at the shopping list to see what's on them. So the user knows what they need to buy. For this to work, we have to be able to choose a shopping list. The list, which is the active shopping list, and home, where the user will be able to switch shopping lists. Components are the best place in our code to do that. In fact, this feature is already partially implemented. Refer to the acceptance criteria in this issue and the existing code to understand what remains. So the list component is rendered in the /lists, obviously. And then because the navigation links are currently broken, you will have to type the path in the browser. Let me quickly demo that. So this working on these links is task, I think it's the 3rd task. I don't know yet, but it's part of the task. So this, if you're clicking on this, it's not going to work. So if you're working on this task too, what you have to do is you have to manually visit the /list link. So once you see, hello, this is the list page, then you know you're in the right place. So don't bother clicking this. They're not working yet. It's part of a future task. So that's basically what that is talking about. You have to manually navigate there. So these are the acceptance criteria. So you have to read them and digest, and then there are a few notes. We usually have notes to help you understand some things, and to help you know the scope of that particular issue. So this one, your only goal is to make sure that the names of the items render as expected. You might be tempted to modify the list to show more information. You will do that later. So it's just trying to say stick to the acceptance criteria, because if you do more than it, you might possibly be doing a future task, might possibly doing a future task. So just stick to the acceptance criteria. Probably the other pair is already simultaneously working on it, and then you're working on it too, and then it becomes a conflict when you push your code. So if you're going to stick to your own acceptance criteria, the other team can also stick to theirs, and then by the time you merge it, you have a full feature and working app. So that's it for issue 2. Is there any question before I move on to issue 3? None?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
All right.
So all good.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. So as I said before, when you relax and go through them, something might come up and then you can ping us on Slack. So as I said initially, issue 3 is going to handle the links, these links working. So it says, as a user, I want to be able to navigate to all the pages in the application by clicking the links in the nav bar. Obviously, we have the home, the list, and the add list. As a summary, users need to be able to navigate between the pages of the application in order to access all of its features. There is a navigation bar in the layout.js. So, but it's not quite feature complete. So the links in the nav don't actually allow the user to navigate from page to page. So as an acceptance criteria, you're supposed to add the nav element to the layout component, and then links to home, list, and add list pages should be working, and the links all function as expected using the nav link component from the React Router DOM. And then there are still a couple of notes. There's a link to React Router DOM. It's a very nice component that automatically you can be able to style the active link. You don't have to use CSS. They already provide you with this is active inbuilt to just supply the whatever you want. So that's why we recommend you to use nav link. It's already working. So while a standard anchor element could allow a user to navigate from page to page, the nav link component adds additional behavior that is essential for our apps, which is why we recommend it for you. So these are the two. I'm going to quickly assign it to issue 2, Celine and Judith. Okay. Celine, what's your username on GitHub?
It's annoying. OSC.
SC.
Yeah, this one. Yep.
Okay.
Just before that. Remove the C.
Oh. OS.
Yes. Oh, it was CS. Okay.
Yeah.
OCS. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this person out. All right. And then for the other one we had
This one, the second one.
the second one. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we have assigned the issues. So yeah, that's it. So right now, after the meeting, I'm just going to go ahead and create the threads. From Monday, we aim for you to work on your features Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So by Thursday, we're expecting a PR, Friday, we're expecting review. But these are just suggestions. As a matter of fact, sometimes
It's 8 o'clock.
some weeks, sorry about that. Some weeks are going to be really hard that it's going to take you till like Thursday, to have your PRs in. So nevertheless, anyone that works for you, we are always here to help. So yeah, we're always available. Please tag us, please ping us, please make noise on Slack. We encourage that very well. So yeah, that's really it. Is there any questions? Are we excited? Okay. All right. So we are looking forward to what you come up with. By next Sunday, we are going to be doing a demo, our very first demo. So good luck with your task, and then let us know anything. Okay.
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So
Yeah,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you.
sorry.
Thank you.
All right. So if there are no more questions, we are going to end the meeting now. If I'm
Okay.
forgetting anything, I'm still going to communicate it on Slack. So no problems. All
Okay.
right. So have a nice night. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
nice
See
day.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.